Hi there, Taurus. This is your tarot card reading for March 2022. Let's get into your Celtic cross. In your situation, you have the Two of Cups, external forces, Queen of Cups. What's above, Page of Cups. What's below, the Star. Past, you have the Wheel. Near future, Four of Coins. Your attitude towards the situation, you have the Five of Wands. Your environment, Hanging Man. Hopes and fears, Nine of Coins. And the outcome, the Devil card. The bottom of the deck, which is the influencing energy or lesson to be learned, is the King of Coins, which is basically having a sense of security, not only for yourself, but those around you. It also can be an individual who's kind of stubborn, set in their ways, traditional perhaps. In your past, you have this Wheel, which kind of indicates change of circumstances or a repeating pattern, which with the Devil card as the long-term outcome could be a pattern that needs to be corrected, negative habits, negative thinking, things like that. And in your hopes and fears, you have this Nine of Coins, Nine of Pentacles, which is basically being in a position of independence and being able to enjoy the rewards of your hard work. So let's start out with clarifying the Wheel in your past. You have Judgment and High Priestess. So there's some major kind of life lessons that were being learned that have to do with needing to take an honest look at your past and recognize the decisions that you made, why you made them in those situations and under the circumstances that were presented to you, and accept your actions, your behaviors, and release whatever kind of baggage, things that don't serve you, just to let them go so that they don't weigh on you as you move forward. With the High Priestess, it's a sense of kind of secrets, secrets and inner knowing. So I'm going to clarify the Judgment card. You have the Five of Pentacles, which can indicate that it has to do with your sense of value, self-value, how you value worth of yourself or even people in your environment. I'm going to clarify the High Priestess. You have the Nine of Wands. So in both of these these clarifying cards show individuals that are beaten and worn down. So if this has to do with the home that you grew up in, perhaps it was you felt impoverished, perhaps it was just difficult, you had to work at a young age type of thing. It could indicate why your hopes and fears have to do with your ability to support yourself. I'm going to clarify the Nine of Coins. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So hopes and fears are really surrounded about prosperity and having to work at, work on your skills and talents to create something of value that is yours. In the current situation, you have Two of Cups, which has to do with relationships and making decisions based on an emotional connection with your heart. And the external forces, you have the Queen of Cups, which is, double emotion, and that queens are associated with the with cups or element of water, and so are cups. So basically, you've gone from this background where you had to, had certain beliefs about money and hard work, and your hopes and fears have to do with hard work and money. And the core of the situation here is about emotions and feelings. So I'm going to clarify here the Two of Cups, which is basically the present situation. Page of Wands and Six of Pentacles. So with the Page of Wands, it's exploring self-expression, exploring your environment, kind of embracing your passions, who you are. And then there, with the Six of Pentacles, it indicates an inequality where someone is going to need to provide for you, or you're going to need to provide for someone else. So it could be that you want to explore things with your heart and your passion, but you're afraid that it's going to cost you. Perhaps because you have this, a background that was very, very much focused on finances, not having money, that it was like just everything was a cost-benefit analysis rather based on material aspects, and not needs of the heart. So I'm going to clarify the Queen of Cups. You have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, which is, the Knight of Pentacles is someone who is the slowest moving knight, really focused on finances, doing things in a very particular way, looking at the long-term goal. And the Page of Swords is seeking truth, information, curious. So what the situation is like almost how you're approaching the feelings aspect is in a methodical way of the cost benefit aspect. What you have here in your conscious mind, this Page of Cups, is a looking at the world through the eyes of a child with love, open arms, possibilities, potential. I'm going to clarify that. You have the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles, which kind of indicates that although consciously you are wanting to be open, you still have these ideas that if you offer up your heart or you receive offers from the heart, the investment you put into it is not going to be worth what you expected out of it. You're going to put into it more than you're going to get out of it, or in the end it's going to be a labor of love and not any type of financial reward. In the unconscious mind, you have the Star here, which is a need to kind of a sense of healing, a sense of balance, trying to get clarity and hope. So I'm going to clarify that. You have the Seven of Swords, and you have the Ten of Cups. So with the Seven of Swords, it seems that that's typically liar, stealer, cheater. And then the Ten of Cups is like the happy home, which is interesting. Both of these things here in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck occur on a stage where it's almost a performance. So it's either in this, your subconscious or unconscious mind is trying to balance the truth of having a happy home when it's based on love, and what it is that's like behind the scenes and not being shown. When, as in this scenario, there's no pentacles. So it's almost that trying to balance out this idea of a happy home when there's something has to be wrong with it. In the short term or near future, you have the Four of Pentacles, which is about self-security. It's about making sure that you are taken care of financially, that your sense of self is secure. So I'm going to clarify that. You have the Queen of Pentacles and you have the Chariot. So it's almost getting a mothering kind of vibe off of that. With the Chariot, it's about moving forward and having the will to advance, overcome obstacles to reach your goal. And it seems that your goal is to feel that you're taken care of. So I'm going to clarify the Chariot. You have the Queen of Wands. So with these two queens here, it seems like your sense of security is tied to this idea of being in a position not only to take care of yourself, but to have compassion for others and to be connected with others, to be in a place where you can help other people out, give them a meal when they need it and so forth. I'm going to take a look at your attitude on this situation with the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups. It's the Five of Wands, so it seems like conflict, like internal struggle, not really knowing what to prioritize or what to make of the situation. So I'm going to clarify that with the Five of Wands and the Six of Wands. So what I'm getting from that is your attitude about pursuing things based on emotion and investing emotion in things. So far you're conflicted, and it's not clear where the priorities are kind of going. There's no clear victor in that. In your environment, you have the Hanging Man, which is basically suspension, just really a stillness. Nothing is really moving. And it's time for taking a look at yourself, basically, and getting rid of this concept of the ego and really taking the time to figure out what feelings feel like, thoughts, how they impact you. But this is more your environment, so it could be that you're even getting answers from your environment on what to do. I'm going to clarify this. You have the Two of Pentacles, which is like negotiating, and the Four of Swords, which is basically taking time out to recover, clear your head. So yeah, it's kind of, you're in this process where your attitude is really lack of clarity. Your environment, you're not getting clarity from that either. And your hopes and fears are really seeming to drive this, which leads us to the long-term outcome, which is this Devil card, which is basically kind of negative patterns, negative habits, or habits that really block our path. And this unconscious aspect of healing, balance, clarity, kind of that there's something wrong with a happy home is what I'm picking up on as possibly being the negative pattern of, you want something for yourself, and the situation here is you want to connect based on emotions in the heart, but then there's something that you're trying to, some part of you that is kind of like, well, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So that's kind of what I'm picking up on. I'm going to clarify the Devil here. You have the Seven of Wands, and you have the Four of Cups, which is basically kind of feeling that you need to defend who you are, stand your ground, and not really feeling excited about what is being offered. But the message in the Four of Cups is really, you need to be grateful for what you have, and overall the entire process of life. And the bottom of the clarifying deck, you have the Ace of Wands, which is basically, new life. So it kind of seems here, Taurus, that focusing on at least what you know to provide you security and what you want, to be able to connect with others and so forth, is kind of a good way to go. But I would also say, make sure that you're grateful for the small things. And I'm going to pull a card here, get some additional words of wisdom from the universe. You have mutually beneficial venture. There is an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at this moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. So basically, it's just this card has to do with these little clownfish and their environment, and how they are able to kind of be protected by their environment, and they protect their environment as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting a sense of. There is something in the past here where you had a moment of truth and you have perhaps certain secrets still that maybe you want to kind of go back to and take a look at. So I'm hoping that this provides helpful perspective, and we'll see you next time. Take care.